everybody. I just realized I didn't upload last week's live video, which it's not on the website yet, but it's like off of my phone and on my computer, which I'll do soon. I'm wearing the same shirt today as I was last live. So apparently this is my Thursday shirt. So glad you guys are with me. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the comments. We do have a lot of questions to try to get in today. So hopefully if you left your question in the comment from the post earlier today, we'll try to get to as many as we possibly can. But so glad you guys are here. Okay, we're talking about summer strategies, right? And really focusing on routine this week, which is like the nitty gritty. It's so very fun, but also everybody has really different situations, right? So we're gonna try to be. I love it when y'all are here and you're so excited that you're like finally here live. It just makes me really happy. Okay, so let's just jump into the questions. First question we're going to do is quickly about screen time. Sharing Life in Each Moment says, you talked about screen time last week and you do more educational things. What kind of educational apps or shows has anyone found for 6-year-olds? In general, you guys, I'm not an expert at this. I haven't done a whole lot of looking, honestly. But one that we love, which I just I'm really behind today. And so is the Endless, ABC Endless 1-2-3 reader one. So I'm just going to pull it out real fast so you can, it's this thing. It's like these little monsters and they do spelling and like rhyming and I don't know, just like different things. I think they've got a math one, but it's like so cute and these little monsters and we just love it. Like it's just fantastic. And they drag letters and try to spell things and there are different levels within each app. And I don't think they cost any money. We've had them like for 3 years though. So Endless, there's one like under here. It says there's 3 of them. There's one that says Reader, Endless ABC, Endless 1-2-3. But if you look up one of those and then go to the maker, you know, those are some. Honestly, like I think that probably your best bet is to, outside of that, is to like go to the iTunes store and just go into the category of kid things and choose ones that have like really high ratings, the free ones. And if any of you guys have ideas, pop them in there, pop them in the comments, or you can, I guess if you have really good ideas, you could also leave them in the Instagram post if you want to type them in there. Okay, so let's see. Next question. Do you have any ideas? How's Castle says, do you have any ideas for how to transition between school year brain and summer brain? I love the anchors concept and I can be pretty good at planning, but making the leap from plan to reality is sometimes tricky. Amen to that. This is why I love an opening ceremony to the summer, just kind of like a marker, right? It's all about our perspective and just being like, okay, we are beginning now. The other thing I would say in terms of transitioning is to find something that is only summer, something that you don't do during the school year, whether it's like just a tiny little piece for your own personal routine or anything like that, but something that's like, this is exclusively summer. Maybe it's like you read fiction like in the morning or something, you know, like it could be anything, but just something that kind of eases you into a more relaxed mindset or whatever kind of mindset that you need. But just start with that one small step to kind of help you. So I would say like mark it with an opening ceremony of any kind, whether it's in your head or like big with your people or small with your people. And then have that one thing that you kind of do, one tiny thing that you do every day, maybe just for that first week. You know how when kids start preschool, at least at our preschool, they have like ease in time where the first, like usually the hours would be 8:30 to 12:30, but for the first week they go 8:30 to 10:30, and then the second week they go 8:30 to 11:30, and then the third week they go 8:30 to 12:30. And so you might do something similar to that. Like don't expect that when you begin the summer, it's like, we're ready, we can do this. You're probably going to have some transitions in there too. So it could be like if you, like at our house, we have a really good after school rhythm. Now, not everybody is happy, but it's like, it works. We kind of know the order of things. The kids kind of know how that goes. And it might be for the first week. I don't know. We're going to gauge it and kind of see. You just kind of have to like be a gamer, right? But I'm going to have kind of like loose ideas in my head of that first week, but it may be that our afternoon kind of feels similar, or maybe we move that same order and that same rhythm to like the start of the day, or like take something from the school year, either for your kids or for yourself or whatever, and then kind of help yourself transition with that one thing that like feels more summery, that's like a shift somehow. So it could be something new. It could be something new, like something brand new that you only do in the summer, or something that you've already done in the school year that you carry over for a little bit to transition. Does that make sense? There are comments, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to them all. Let's see. I want to do, 31 Lisa. I work 3 days a week, and there's another working one over here that I'll answer. I work 3 days a week, and I'm off at home 2 days. I'm not wanting to use both of my off days as clean food days. I want at least one to be a fun day. Any suggestions? Then make one a fun day. And you realize that for you, like, you're, I did it. Like, your feeling of accomplishment or whatever it is you get everything that you can get done on that one day. And if it doesn't get done, it doesn't get done. And that's okay. Like, as long as you're okay with that, like, we can live in filth. I mean, it's fine. You know what I mean? Because filth is relative. So if you're like, this is all I'm going to do this week, maybe you don't clean your entire house once a week. Oh my gosh, you guys. I had, you know, those double dipped milk chocolate peanuts, chocolate covered peanuts? I had some. I'm not going to tell you how many, a few minutes ago. And like a peanut piece just decided to make its way. It's fine. And now I can't drink either. I have a hole in my mouth. What were we talking about? Peanuts working the day. Oh, maybe what it is you clean like just half of your house. Like do half of it one week and then the other half the next week. Or, you know, you kind of like divide it up a little bit so you're not doing everything that might take a whole day or a whole whatever it is. Keep your meals really simple. So maybe your prep that you might normally do during the year is not the same thing that you do in the summer. You know, like you can kind of like cheat and steal a little bit from both sides or kind of lower what it is that you do or stretch, that kind of thing. So I'm all for that. I'm all for having a day where it's like, we're just going to have fun. And I think that's great. As long as you're okay with the results of that and you don't beat yourself up that you didn't get more done, all power to you. I think that's fantastic. The other... I'm talking so fast because I'm trying to get through so many of these questions. The other question, Heather Hernandez asked me, do I personally specifically set aside a day to do most of my work, like Lazy Genius work during the summer, or do I do a little bit each day? I am sharing some of this actually next month on The Simple Show. Tish and I are talking about grown-upping your summer. And we talk about work. We talk about kind of work rhythms and work routines. But essentially... I have a different situation. During the school year, I do my work when Andy takes a nap. So I do all my work in about an hour and a half a day, which is a little bit insane, but I'm like laser focused and that's all I do. In the school year, in the summertime, it's actually a little bit easier for me because my husband is a school counselor. And so he's actually home for like 6 weeks in the summer. It's fantastic. So I actually just leave for 2 to 3 mornings a week for like 4 hours. And I just go and they hang out and do their thing and then I'll come back. And so that's kind of how it goes. I think you just have to find your, it does have to transition, but I think you just have to kind of find like what am I trying to say? Like, I think what we do is we look at how other people are doing their work and it's like, why can't I do my work that way? And really what it is, you don't want to necessarily pay attention to how other people are doing their work or doing their thing. Pay attention to how they're thinking about it and then use the thought process to apply to your own life. So for me, I work better in the morning, so much better in the morning. I work way better when I have a long chunk of time and I can get a lot done if I can meet those two things. So it's like, well, we're going to structure it that way then if we can. Now, if you're like, well, that's how I am too, but I don't have that. Well, that's how I am and I don't have that all year. I don't have that all school year. So it is possible that you can do what you need to. You just might not get to do that all the time. So summer might be the time where you have to give that up and you have to be flexible with what's going on. And the school year is where you can get that back or vice versa. So pay attention to how people who are living the way that you like to live or are living a life that you're like, oh man, I really, not in a like, her floors are so shiny or, you know, her wicker baskets are so full of produce that she grew, like real things that you really want to do. Pay attention to how they think about it. You could even like, maybe there are blog posts that they've written or just they're actual humans in your own life. And you could be like, how did you get to this place? More than likely it's small steps. More than likely it's small steps. Okay. I'm missing so many things because I wasn't scrolling. Okay. Let's see. Next thing. Oh, this is a great one. This is about cleaning. Well, first I'm going to answer one about laundrying. Where'd it go? Somebody was asking me about how I do laundry. Because I have a laundry day, right? Mondays during the school year. And then if I'm going to do a laundry day and then also like a responsibility cleaning day. Well, if it was just me by myself, it would be hard to do both of those things on the same day, I think. But it's not going to be just me in the summer. I've got my 2 kids, I have 3, but 2 that actually can maybe sort of do stuff. Like they can sort their laundry and like just make a pile of your pants and put them in your drawer. Like, I don't care. And then my husband's going to be home too. And so we can, just because our entire family is home for, a few weeks of the summer, we can actually have like a laundry / responsibility day, and we can just knock it all out of the park. Not out of the park, because that makes it sound like it's like this amazing thing. I mean, it's not, it's cleaning. Like, who wants to do that? But I would rather do it all at once for the most part, and then be able to like have more flexibility later. So that's kind of how we're going to do it. It might not work for everybody. Nothing works for everybody. So just think about your setup and see, but that's what we're going to do. That was the question. That's what we're going to do. Which also leads me to, what's the next one? There's another one that was kind of like that similar thing. Oh, here we go. Trav's Shats. Not right, but it's fine. That's what it is. I feel like even if all my cleaning in one day, if I do all my cleaning in one day at the beginning of the week and I maintain it, I still need another cleaning session at the end of the week to keep my sanity for the weekend. Is this normal, or should I spend more time each day maintaining through the week? This all depends on your definition of clean. There's a crow outside my window. Are y'all as freaked out by crows as I am? I hate them. They are so disgusting and scary. They're huge and terrifying, and they look at you with those nasty beady eyes. Oh, there's more than one. I hate them. I'm sorry. Very distracting. See, your definition of clean. What's your definition of clean? It might have to lower a little bit. It might be different in the summer, or certain parts of your house you want to have clean. Maybe it's like, okay, if my kitchen and my living room are like awesome clean all the time and everything else is like, then that's doable. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you don't lower your expectations in every room. Maybe it's in some of the rooms or some of the tasks or whatever it may be. But I would say, like, if you feel like clutter makes me feel like I'm crazy, like my brain doesn't work. And so if that's the case, then to a point where it's like, I want my family to live in my house, right? But it's also, I know that I need that to function as a person, like kind of on a fairly regular basis. So I think that if that's the case for you, I think you can have your big cleaning, right? And I do think there is something really valuable about when your family, not everybody sees it this way, but I think sometimes, like when we have a big clean and everybody sees the big clean and experiences it, like when your little kid cleans their room and sometimes they're like, I'm never going to let it get dirty again. And of course they do, like 2 days later. But there might be like, okay, 5 minutes, keep it clean. Sorry, I got a little thingy notification. It's like a 5 minutes keep it clean time. Like every morning, it's like, how can we get it as close back to the way it was on main clean day or whatever. I think if you have to have a second cleaning day, that's totally fine. I think that you could try, you can try longer times of maintaining each day if that is important to you. And if it doesn't really feel like it's working and it's not life-giving, then try it a different way. What you choose to do the first week, second week, first month of summer does not mean you have to do that the rest of the summer. So what you commit to now, don't feel like, oh, this isn't working. Crap. Nothing will. No, just try something else. Just try something else. It's really okay. So that would be my suggestion, is to just try one way. And then if it doesn't work, try a different way. I almost like, oh my goodness, I'm like trying to block people. I'm not though. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. Next question. Victoria J. Harder. I love Victoria. You're always so nice to me on Instagram. You talked about having a food day where you plan, buy, and prep. How do you prep? Just chop stuff, portion it, actually cook it. It's just so hot to turn on your oven. Ugh. Yes, it is. And that is why I only want to do it one day if I can help it. So the way that we are going to do it, and I kind of do this in general, like for maybe 3 days at a time now, but not quite to the extent of this, where it's like, okay, family, let's gather around this one cookbook or whatever, and we're going to choose what we're eating this week. But what I do is, yes, like everything comes out of its all the produce comes out of its red nets. Things that can be washed now without getting gross. Kids can put them in the sinks and wash them and dry, that kind of thing. And then like, if you already know what you're going to eat, if you already have your meals planned, the beauty of that, what helps with that is that you can know like, all right, so we're gonna have tacos or whatever. That's an easy one to pick. We're gonna have, we did growing up, it was like the ground beef with the taco seasoning and cheddar cheese and lettuce, and it was the most in hard taco shells. Like, I still have these happy feelings. My best friend growing up, his name was Casey, and his mom made the best ground beef tacos, and she put the ground beef in the bottom, and so the bottom of the taco shell just got like a little bit soft. It was just so magical. So let's say you're gonna do those, something like that, right? Well, that ground beef can be cooked and then like put back in the fridge. And so you could even, this is one of the ways that I like to think about food as well, is like, all right, if you pick one meal that's like, all right, here's for sure, we're going to have this, we're going to have these ground beef tacos. Well, you can say, how else can I use taco seasoned ground beef? Although I feel like every meal plan thing is using ground beef, but that's just the first thing that popped in my head. Let's say chicken. Let's say you're doing chicken. So you're going to saute chicken and you're going to season it with taco seasoning and you're going to slice it and put it in tacos. Okay. What else could you do with that? Well, let's see. You could have like Mexican-ish, Tex-Mex, like pizzas or like non-bread wraps. I'm just trying to think of something. So like you make your taco with all your things, and then you still have some more chicken, and maybe you keep it cold and you make it with a salad, or you like pile it with like on a piece of non-bread or pita, or like a wrap, even like a tortilla, and make like a sandwich wrap. That's what they're called, wraps. And like different things that go in them, but the thing that's cooked is already ready. You know what I mean? So I really like to try ready? I'm so articulate. Anything that can be prepped without risking it going bad. Like I don't chop strawberries beforehand because they get gross. I keep them whole and I cut them as we need them. But like if you're chopping like carrots, have you ever chopped carrots in advance and then they get dry, or like put like carrot sticks and they just get like dry and gross? Store them in water. That won't happen. And then you just drain the water off, and you got beautiful, ready to go carrots. But things like that, it's like, okay, do I want to chop the carrots and then have to put them in water? Is that worth it? Yes, that's worth it. Chopped onions make your entire fridge smell. So either you go put them somewhere else, or you chop them and you put them in the freezer, or you're like, I will chop an onion when it's time to do dinner. I am going to do that because it's not worth making my whole fridge smell like onions. And you kind of get in a rhythm. Just do 1 week. Just do 1 week of like cooking as much as you feel comfortable cooking, prepping as much as you feel comfortable prepping, and see if it really does in fact impact your dinner time. And if it does, do it again the next week. And if it does, also write down what you planned and what you actually did. Like if you've got a kid who can write, give them that task. Like, okay, every time somebody does something, write it down on the task list. And then if you have 4 of those task lists, then you just use them again. Just rotate them. You know what I mean? So just pay attention, write some stuff down. You'll think you remember, but you won't. And then see if it works. I'm sorry for all the burping. And then see if it works. And if it doesn't work, don't do it. Like, if it doesn't work, don't do it. If it doesn't work, don't do it. If it doesn't work, don't do it. I feel like that is such a wonderful, I just want to give you all the freedom. If it doesn't work, don't do it. Okay, let's see. Chopping and freezing, play with your faith. Chopping and freezing onions. Oh, there's just a little old man riding a bike. Why is that so cute? I feel like I was just an ageist right there. Like somehow an old person riding a bike is cute. Maybe that wasn't great. I don't know. I'm not really sure if that was okay that I did that. It's fine. Chopping and freezing onions is the best. Not good to use fresh, but perfect for cooking. Exactly. You don't want to freeze them if you're going to like make salsa, or just top them on something. But if you're going to saute them, totally great. Okay. Next question. What time is it? Oh, we got to go. One more question. Okay. And this is, okay, Brooke's editorial. I love Brooke's editorial. How do you create a summer routine that's fun for older kids without throwing off younger siblings? I know you mentioned this in an episode. My kids are way little, almost 4, almost 2, and 6 weeks old. And the oldest, raise your hand if you are familiar with this. The oldest still lacks patience and understanding for her little siblings. She also wants to know what we're doing today, but someone is literally always sleeping and or nursing. Do we just give up for this year? Set the bar way low. I need to find something for her to do. Okay, that is super real. All right, here's one thing. I said this in one of the episodes that I'm going to do with Tish, because we've already recorded a couple. I think that let's change our term from low expectations to small expectations, because low makes it seem like we don't care. And I've said that a few times, even in the series. It's like, we need to lower our expectations. But what that does is it's like, it's just not as good, or it's not as, it could be better, or whatever. We need to set, if you have small kids at home, you need to set small expectations. Because that is really hard when someone is always nursing and always sleeping. But kids, they recover and they're okay. And it may be, here's one thing. I was at Walmart this morning, and praise, I made it home. And I was walking like one of the big Walmarts, not like one of the neighborhood markets that's actually cute and like, okay. And I walked past this aisle of like a million bubbles and silly string and like just massive amounts of entertaining junk. And I was like, I am 100% bringing my children here. And it's like, all right, pick your 5 summer things. Like, these are your things, and we're going to put them away. And when you're like losing your face, or maybe we pull out one a week, or maybe you pick like how many weeks there are in the summer for your own sake, like to help you. And, maybe your kid, and maybe you don't even do it every week. Maybe it's just like, we're going to go one time and they're going to pick their stuff. And maybe you find this magical activity that your kid just like loves, and you just keep pushing it, like you just keep pushing it. And that's another thing about the expectations too. And then we're going to go is, art. Kids love art, they love to do that, but it always makes such a mess. And Elise Joy, you've probably heard me talk about her before. She's such a great Instagram follower. Oh my gosh. But she has a creativity for kids course. It's like your kids making stuff, kind of like a little e-course and ideas and stuff. And one of the things that stuck with me the most, it was worth every penny, by the way. One of the things that stuck with me the most was just like, it's going to be messy, and that's okay. Like, just prepare yourself that it's going to be messy. Like with my, like our paints and everything, I have a pack of wipes. I have a roll of paper towels. It's kind of like, go ahead and just know it's going to be messy. Like, invest in some sort of drop cloth that you use this summer where you just lay it out and it's like, it's art time, go, or whatever it is. Get all the washable stuff. Like, just thinking in terms of like, why is my eyebrows so itchy? Just thinking about find your pain points and meet them, or find the biggest pain point and meet it, and it's going to affect everything else. And so if your pain point is, my kid just needs something to do, okay, ask her what she wants to do. And like, what would you like to do when mommy can't be with you? What would you really like to be doing? And her answer may surprise you, and then do that thing. Like, go get the stuff for that thing. Okay, I love, do art outside. Oh, I love that. Paint trees, do flowers, like send it all outside. This is so great. Okay, the show just ended. Can you say bye-bye to Elmo? Say bye-bye, Elmo. Come say hi to the internet, Annie, because we got to take a nap. When mine were little, Chat Brown, let's see this. I had big kid fun time. So as soon as the little ones were napping, I spent 15 minutes doing what the oldest loved. It was our special time. Actually, that's a really sweet idea, because it's kind of, Oh, what happened? Something wrong with your bottom? You okay? No, we're not going to open the computer. That's a really great idea, is it's like, because I'm like, please don't make me spend the entire baby nap time playing trains with the 6-year-old. Like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Now sometimes you do it and you're gonna live, and it's okay. Just like they're gonna live if they don't get what you want. If they want what they want, you're gonna live if you don't get what you want either. But I love that intentional in the beginning, like, all right, we're gonna do for sure this 15 minutes, and it's like, okay, buddy, this was so fun. I'm gonna go and cut up some onions and freeze them. Do you want to come? Or I'm right around the corner, or why don't you color the table while I do that, or whatever. I really like that idea of like that really immediate intentionality, because really our kids just want to be seen, and we don't have to do it the whole time for it to really count. I love that idea. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take this baby to bed. Thanks for being here. Talk about food next week, and then and again, I've got that series coming with Tish in June about grown-upping your summer. It's been really fun. We've got some more episodes to record, but it's been really fun. So hopefully that will help you as well. I'll be sure to link up to it. If you're not following The Simple Show, if you're not subscribed, you should, as well as the Lazy Genius podcast, all the things. All right, you guys. Can you say bye, Annie?
Bye, Anna.
Bye, Annie.